we are going to do a full garden tour update and be planting a couple of things today. I don't have everything ready to go. I do have to supplement some of them and buy my plants at the garden center, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as of right now, I'll show you what's still growing inside, and then we can get outside and we can plant some stuff. So this year I built an entire rack system with my lights and everything in the furnace room. So let's see here. So this is where I started and grew all of the stuff. These are microgreens that are growing. This is about what's left of some stuff. I don't know how this is going to turn out, in all honesty. I had to replant my celery. I lost pretty much all of my pepper plants and have to go buy them. I think I went away for a weekend and I left the lights on and I burnt everything that I had planted. So I had to start over with a few things. Thank God the tomatoes, I got to them in time, replanted, and they are doing well. And then it was time to plant the squash and zucchini and cucumbers, so that was fine, but I did kill all of the pepper plants. I did try to save some, and I lost pretty much all the flowers that I had planted as well. In here are some of the herbs, so thyme, basil, sage seem to be coming along all right. I've got oregano going on in here. Some accidentally made it into that cell, which is fine because nothing else is in here. And then I've got some, I think it's like a butter type of lettuce growing. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. So these are the racks that I built for this. And as you can see, there we go. I have lights. Some are white, some are full color spectrum. I mainly had built and bought all of this for my microgreens, which I give to the chickens. Let's get outside and see what's going on. I do still have several things that are not planted because it's just not time for them to be started yet, which are like my watermelons, melon, and the winter squash and stuff. So those are still there in this lovely unorganized bin. I do have all of my seed packets from last year and some of this year in here. This is how I keep them. I did try onions from the onion sets, so we'll see how these go. I just did actually plant them the other day just to get them in the ground. I do have another kind. I'm hoping that I can get a good fall harvest essentially out of all of these. Oh, this is the kind of lettuce. And I actually the other day just planted some sugar snap peas. So we have those in one of my little beds. These are the radish that I just planted. I think they're organic cherry something radish. And then I did a watermelon radish. So those are all what is currently in the garden as of about like 2 days ago. So we'll see how those grow as well. All right, so I took my plants out for a little field trip. Okay, so this is what we have going on outside. These are ready to go in today. These are the pickling cucumbers, and I have regular cucumber plants here. Some of my beefsteak tomatoes. These are about a week behind these ones. I don't know if they're gonna make it and we're gonna be able to get them in the ground, but we're sure gonna try. Everything is trial and error at this point. This is like my second year getting into all of the gardening technically my third, but the first year went really terrible and we tried to take on too much. We got chickens and tried to build a garden all at the same time, and it didn't go well. So got some more down here. Don't know how everything's gonna go. This is cilantro. These are my zucchini and my squash. They're doing all right, not the greatest, but we'll see how they go. Definitely the cucumbers are going in today. A little bit of lavender over there. I did try to do sunflowers again, and those aren't going so well. Last year they came out beautiful. This is the candy tomatoes and some eggplant. I had to replant these and these. The dill, not so great. Never planted dill before, so I have no idea what, to expect really. Something is eating my one little zinnia. I have some cosmos that I tried to save. Again, not going so well. I kind of burnt all of my flowers. Got some mint, and so we have peppermint, mint. This one's like a berries and cream. I have an actual lavender plant going on over here. I tried to save a couple sunflowers, but that's not looking so good either. And then these all are kind of dying, like these, definitely these. But interestingly enough, this was a mum plant that I didn't take out last year, and it's coming back. So I think it was a garden mum, which means it'll come back every year. You get the plant mums, they don't really come back. So I'm curious to see what that goes into. Hello, dogs. You're gonna help me with my garden? So we just went to Home Depot and got some pretty flowers for Mother's Day for the moms. And I picked up this strawberry plant. It is Sweet Kiss Strawberry. I don't think I'm gonna keep it in this hanging pot. I probably am going to just transplant it into this whole strawberry tower that I've got going on, which ended up being like a mini tower. I did a little video on that. But these are about the only strawberry plants that have survived and made it out of my big bin that I used to keep them in. But they seem to be doing all right so far. Like this one is dead. So I'll take that one out. I took some of the other ones out, and I'm trying to keep them alive currently. So I'm actually kind of excited to transplant this into here and see what happens. I don't really want to have a hanging basket of strawberries. I don't really have anywhere to put it. If anyone has any suggestions, this is my poor rose bush from last year, and it is not doing well. It's not coming back. I'm not positive what's going on. I don't know if it's the acidity of the soil or it got too much moisture over the winter. Some of my buckets did hold a lot of ice at the top for quite some time, and it actually ended up killing off most of my garlic. As you can see, I literally only have one garlic here. This one I'm doing an experiment on. I'm trying to see if it will grow. It literally was in a container over on the patio, and they were from, I think, like a year or two ago, and it started sprouting. So I took it over here to see if it will grow with my other garlic. But this is my one garlic plant that survived. I had a layer of ice that got stuck in here about an inch or two thick after like 1 or 2 storms that came through this winter, and it just sat here, and I think the moisture just killed everything, unfortunately. This is all of my stuff stacked up for trellising, so I gotta move that. But this raspberry bush is looking great, so I'm excited for that. these were recently planted. These are my potatoes, and you can see some new ones coming up here and there. And I've got these, so I'm excited to see that. I do have one more bucket of potatoes on the other side over here, but this is the raspberries. They are doing great. This bush tends to grow wonderfully in its container. I've considered moving it, but honestly it's too late now to transplant it. I have blackberries here that we are trying to keep alive. I keep pruning them back, and I'm gonna see how they do. But they don't tend to do as well as the raspberries. And then my blueberry bush does really great, but I have to fight the birds off of it. So this year I'm gonna get some netting and cover them so that we can actually enjoy some blueberries off of our bush. This is the other bucket of potatoes. I think that might be a melon seed stuck in there. Don't know how that got there, but it doesn't match my potatoes. But as you can see, my potatoes are coming in, which is great. And I think there's another little one down here somewhere coming in. You can see them kind of poke through the soil. It raises it up. Some over here. I'm excited for that. So the biggest task this year was getting all of the beds filled up to the top with soil. As you can see, these ones are filled more, and these two not so much. So what happened, which I was not really prepared for, is all the organic matter that you put down at the bottom of the bed, like your logs and cardboard and everything as your filler, breaks down, and everything and all the soil just dropped. So we still have to get a couple more yards of soil to fill up the last two garden beds. And then I'm hoping that they don't sink as much, and I really won't have to do too much maintenance in the coming years, and they'll stay pretty full. As you can see, it's dropped a considerable amount. So we were able to fill all of my little beds here, and then we got the big beds filled. So that was good. We'll be putting the cucumbers in here. I actually do have a row right down the middle of the onions. That's where I decided to put them. We're gonna see. I think I put them in too late, but you never know what'll happen. So I'm always down to experiment and see. And then in here, I planted the little like bell radish, I think is what they were, and then the watermelon radish on this side. So we're gonna see what happens. And then in this bed, I put the sugar snap peas in, and I will put a trellis so that they can grow up high. And I do have to get some trellising for a couple of these beds to get everything up. But I've decided that I think I'm going to use a lattice actually and put it at the top, and it's 4 foot by 8 foot, and it'll fit perfectly on top of these beams. And then I will be able to get a net and or string and kind of tie all my tomato plants up. The cucumbers can grow up it, that kind of thing. So it's all a work in progress, doing what I can with what I have. But let's get to planting some stuff today. All right, so we have our cucumbers, and we are going to put them, I think, on this side here. And then I was going to put celery or something over here, which I did kill the celery too, but I was trying to regrow, as you saw before. So let's see what we can do here. So I think we can get all the cucumber plants in on this side, at least majority of them. I have regular cucumbers, and then I have pickling cucumbers, which I would like to try to pickle some of them this year and get, well, I was trying to grow the dill so that we could use it in that, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I did buy some granular fertilizer to throw in there. So this is what I grabbed. I had something, I think of the same sort last year as well. Seemed to work fine. I do have a fish fertilizer for when I do the top of them. All right, so this bed is going to be my squash and my zucchini. It may be a little too early for them to go in, but we are just gonna give it a whirl and do what we need to do. All right, so we are going to get at least some of the tomato plants in. These are my beefsteak. Yeah, these are all my beefsteak tomato plants. They're looking pretty decent. I'm just gonna say screw it and put them in. These were also done on March 29th. Today is May 10th. So we can take a look at the strawberries, see what's going on here. Just gonna sit down. So there are 1, 2, 3. There's actually 4 strawberry plants in here, and already have a runner going. So we can probably take this off and see what. Hello guys, can you go away, please? Oh, I did all this and I forgot that I put snapdragon seeds in here. Oh boy. That's a big boo-boos. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Ladies! Come on! Come on, ladies! Hello, ladies. Come on. Hello, butter. Hello, butter. Come on, you two. Come on. You going? No. Home. Come on. Come on. Come on, you little fluffy butts. Let's go. Come on. No. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.